We are live with Major League Baseball as the Hollywood Avengers visit the New York Mets. On the mound for the Mets, Justin Verlander, making his 18th start of the season. His record is 8-3 with a 3.78 earned run average. Stepping up to the plate for the Hollywood Avengers is Anthony Mackie, hitting .321, 12 homers, 50 runs batted in, carrying a 16-game hitting streak. Mackie plays the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. First pitch backs him off the plate for ball one. Mets are 8 games over 500, good for first place in the National League West. That's Chipper Jones at third. And I have no idea. I think it's Mike Trout in center. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes to Mackie. Sam Wilson in the MCU. And he swings at the 2-0 pitch and skies it to deep center, but not deep enough. Trout is there, makes the catch, 1 away. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers: Anthony Mackie's at short, Tom Holland's at second. The DH today is Chris Evans. Catching is Mark Ruffalo. At first is Dave Bautista. Benedict Cumberbatch is at third. In left is Sebastian Stan. In right is Idris Elba. And in center field is I Am Groot, Vin Diesel, batting ninth. Next up, Tom Holland, leading major leagues with a .369 average. Takes a fastball 97 on the radar gun, right down the middle for strike one. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And he wraps this one, pulls it foul into the netting on the third base side. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Slider low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. In real life, Justin Verlander plays for the Houston Astros.
Nope, that's a ball.
Slider low, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tommy Holland, second baseman for the Avengers. Jams him in on his hands. Lazy fly ball to right. Dante Bichette races in, makes the catch, 2 away.
Batting third, the designated hitter.
Next up is the original Captain America, Chris Evans, hitting .303 on the season. He's a catcher. Today he's playing DH. Here comes a pitch from Verlander. High and tight, ball 1. Evans is a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Verlander. Outside corner, called a strike, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me. A little late on the fastball. It looks like it might bloop in there, and it will not. Nice running catch by the center fielder, Mike Trout. So, 1-2-3 inning for Verlander after half an inning of play here in Citi Field. It's the MCU nothing. The Mets come in to bat. This is Avengers baseball. On the mound for the Avengers, Star-Lord, Chris Pratt. He's 11-1 with a 2.97 earned run average. He's having a hell of a season as we approach the All-Star break in this created franchise on MLB The Show. And leading off for the Mets is Dave Roberts, hitting .326, 16 homers, 47 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Peter Quill. Here comes the first pitch from Quill. And he fouls it off for strike 1. Hard ground ball to the first baseman. Drax the Destroyer scoops it, steps on the bag, 1 away. Starting lineup for the New York Mets: Brian Roberts is at second, Luis Arias is DH, Chipper Jones is at third, Mike Trout's in center, Dante Bichette's in right, the first baseman is Eddie Murray. Shortstop is Marcus Semien, Justin Upton is in left, and batting ninth and playing catcher Francisco Mejia. Luis Arias, DH, .335, 4 homers, 17 runs batted in, 1 out, bases empty. Bottom of the first, no score. Slow roller to the shortstop. cut the check. Anthony Mackie throws him out. There are 2 away. This is the second game of a 4-game series between these 2 ball clubs as we approach the All-Star break. The Avengers won game 1 of this 4-game series 5-4 as Chipper Jones steps to the plate. Another switch hitter in that versatile lineup, hitting .282 on the season, batting from the right side against the lefty. And he fouls it upstairs behind home plate, strike 1. Pulls the floating knuckler down the left field line. Out of play for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Chipper Jones. Chipper was a Hall of Famer, played in the 90s. And that's a line drive. It is off the tarp for foul ball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Played for the Atlanta Braves during his Hall of Fame career. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's a deep drive. And nobody's going to get that one. That ball is gone. It's a solo home run for Chipper Jones, his 25th homer of the season, as the Mets take an early 1-0 lead. Here's the replay. Good likeness of Chipper Jones. Oh, right down the middle of the plate. Took it deep. Projected 418. Second deck. Next up, center fielder Mike Trout. 329 average. Plays for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in real life and is considered, if not the best player in the major leagues, one of the best. Just misses low, ball 1. Just gets a piece of it, fouls it back, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Gets a piece of the breaking ball, count is 1-2. And that's a changeup, fouls it back behind the plate. And that bat will continue. Swing and a miss. Out in front of the circle change. Strike 3, but solo home run from Chipper Jones breaks the scoreless tie at the end of 1 inning of play. It's the Mets 1, the Avengers 0. So we go to the top of the second inning. Up steps Mark Ruffalo. 326, 19 homers, 73 RBIs. Leads the Avengers in homers and RBIs. Mark plays the Incredible Hulk in the MCU. First pitch from Verlander. Way out in front of the slider, swinging a miss, strike 1. Slider outside, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Down and in, 2 balls, 1 strike.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
He's late on the fastball, 95 on the radar gun, fouls it down the right field line, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second, 1-0 lead for the Mets. And he yanks this one, it's got a chance. Oh no, but just got it in on his hands. Fly ball out. 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Mets in the outfield from left to right. You got Justin Upton, Mike Trout, and Dante Bichette. And in the infield, Chipper Jones, Marcus Semien, Brian Roberts, Eddie Murray, with Francisco Mejia behind home plate. 1 away, up steps Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, hitting .318, 11 homers, 43 RBIs. Takes a fastball in there, strike 1. Dave usually plays right field. Today he's at first base, giving Robert Downey Jr. a day off. And he swings out, swings and misses the breaking ball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ball.
2-2.
2-2.
Dave is a former professional wrestler in the WWE, Bautista. And he yanks it, but right at the left fielder. Makes the catch 2 away.
That is good.
Justin Upton makes the catch. Playing third base today is Benedict Cumberbatch. He's hitting .333 on the season, 8 RBIs, part-time player. Giving Benedict Cumberbatch a day off today. Down and in, ball 1. Benedict plays Doctor Strange in the MCU. Can't wait to see his new movie, Multitudes of Madness, or whatever it's called. Breaking ball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. 2 away, bases empty, top of the second. 1-0 lead for the Mets. And he pops it up behind home plate. It is caught by the catcher to retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. After 1.5, it's the Mets 1, the MCU nothing. This is Avengers baseball. Let's get this going. Let's get it going. Let's go, go, go. Dante Bichette steps up to lead off the bottom of the second inning here at Citi Field. Fastball in there, strike 196 on the radar gun. Avengers at 30 games over 500, good for first place in the National League West. They are 59-29. They've taken the place of the San Diego Padres in the NL West and currently are in first place. Out in front of the fastball, count is 0-2 on Dante. Dante Bichette, not a Hall of Famer, but a all-star player from the 1990s. Hit a lot of home runs. And that's a line drive, base hit, leadoff hit for the Mets here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the replay. Hard line drive up the middle, fat breaking ball. Right through the legs of the umpire. Up next is Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. 299, 15 homers, 56 RBIs. First baseman, played for the Baltimore Orioles in his playing days. Past the diving attempt by Tom Holland and into right field. It is back-to-back singles for the Mets. And they have 2 on and nobody out. It's a threat. Next up, shortstop Marcus Semien, 266, 11 homers, 42 RBIs. And he pops him up. The runners were in motion. Makes the catch. Throws to second. In time, double play. Bad decision. There was some kind of hit and run on. And Elba makes the throw. Elba was playing right field today. He usually plays left. Makes a quick throw to second. So there are 2 away. That's Justin Upton steps up to the plate. 265, 15 homers, 43 RBIs. That was a big break. 2 on and nobody out turns into 1 on and 2 out. Lurking while getting dinner ready, Mr. Striker, Namron Striker, has joined the stream. Thank you for watching. And even if just the fact that you have it on, sir, I'm very flattered and I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. All kidding aside. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Justin Upton. It's a 1-0 lead for the Mets here in the bottom of the second. Runner at first, 2 away. On the mound is Star-Lord Peter Quill. Chases a circle change out of the strike zone, strikes him out, and the side is retired. So Pratt gets out of the jam unscathed. The end of 2 innings here at Citi Field. It's the Mets 1, the Avengers nothing. So we go to the top of the third, and we'll go to Heidi Watney, our sideline reporter, giving us her pearls of wisdom for the dugout. But unfortunately, there seems to be something wrong with her microphone. We're going to have to get back to you, Heidi. We apologize. So leading off the top of the third is the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, hitting .271. He has 5 homers and 17 runs batted in on the season. Comes a pitch from Verlander. And that's a hard line drive, base hit up the middle. Leadoff single for the Avengers. Big turn at first, but he will hold. Next up, Idris Elba, hitting 273, playing right field today. Fastball outside corner, strike one. Idris is hitting 273. He has 6 homers and 34 RBIs. Pitch out, but nothing doing. No steal attempt. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Elba plays Hemidall in the Thor franchise for the MCU. And it's a drive headed towards the left center field gap, and it will roll all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Elba. Stan makes the turn. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is a 2-out double for Idris Elba, and the ball game is tied at 1, and he goes to third on the throw home. Let's look at that replay, folks. No replay from the truck, unbelievable. Up next is Vin Diesel. I am Groot, hitting 290. He's playing center field today. And it's a ground ball, base hit through the box. The runner at third will score. It's an RBI single for Vin Diesel, and the MCU now leads 2-1. Mr. Outlander, yo, welcome to the stream. Thank you. You must be the two of you, both Striker and the Outlander, are good luck. As the moment you two arrived, the MCU takes a quick 2-1 lead. Pitching coach for the Mets goes out to talk to Verlander. Lineup turns over for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie's 0 for 1. He steps up for a second plate appearance. Still, nobody out here in the top of the third. Fastball outside corner, ball 1 to Sam Wilson. The runner at first is I am Groot, Vin Diesel. 2-1 lead for the MCU. Slider low, 2 balls and no strikes. Mackie has 12 homers. 12 homers does not lead the team. 19 homers by Mark Ruffalo leads the team in homers. And it's a slow bouncer to Brian Roberts, who takes the easy out at first. And there's 1 away. It's a swinging bunt for Anthony Mackie. And the runner moves to second on the out. Next up, Tom Holland. Flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1. He's got a runner in scoring position at second. 1 away here in the top of the third. Here comes the pitch from Verlander.
Nope.
Fastball outside, ball 1. Vin Diesel leads off second. And that's a deep drive headed towards the right center field gap, and it will be in there and hop over the fence for a ground rule double, his 23rd double of the season. Here's the replay. It is an RBI double, and the Avengers now lead 3-1. Unless the umpires made the runner go back to third. Let's see. They did not. Up next is Chris Evans. Takes a strike. Count is 0-1. Chris Evans plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Runner at second is Spider-Man. Breaking ball outside, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's a 3-run lead. 3 runs have crossed the plate here in the top of the third for the Avengers. High and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The wheels have come off the wagon for Justin Verlander. This is the second game of a 4-game series here at Citi Field. Hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Runner leads off second. He sets and delivers. Swing and a miss, the high curveball. Count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Evans. Outside, ball 4. So Ruffalo will step to the plate with runners at first and second with only 1 out.
Now batting, number 84.
For those of you that are curious, options, gameplay, the hitting difficulty is set to All-Star, and the pitching difficulty is also set to All-Star. Not the most difficult setting. I'm not looking to torture myself. Somewhere in the middle. As far as difficulty concerns in MLB The Show, oh, he pops it up the elevator shaft. And Francisco Mejia behind home plate makes the catch, the second out. And the Incredible Hulk is retired. There's rookie, veteran, and then all-star. And then above all-star is Hall of Fame and legendary. Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy, steps up to the plate. He lined out in the second inning. Runners lead off first and second, 2 away. Ground ball through the right side. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner, and he gets past Dante Bichette. And the throw goes to third base unnecessarily. It's 4-1 Avengers. So it's an RBI single for Drax the Destroyer, and then an error on Bichette, E9 in right field, which allowed the runners to go to second and third. Up next is Doctor Strange, who was 0 for 1. He popped out in the second. 2 runners in scoring position. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. So it's a 3-run lead for the MCU here in the top of the third. 4 runs have crossed the plate in this inning. And Cumberbatch pulls it down the right field line, foul ball, strike 2. Good question. Why did he throw to third? He could have, if he threw to second, he would have had the runner out at second because Bautista had a late start. Curveball low and outside. Craig Stammen, the right-hander, is getting loose in the Mets bullpen. So again, runners lead off second and third. 2 away. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out on the nasty breaking ball and retires his side. However, the Avengers score 4 times. And after 2.5 innings of play, they lead 4-1. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the bottom of the third. Up steps Francisco Mejia, the catcher for the Mets. 239, 5 homers, 20 runs batted in. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, sets and delivers. Fastball just misses. I don't know where it missed, ladies and gentlemen. Looked like a strike to me. Called the ball by the home plate umpire. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Cut fastball low and inside, 2-0. And you can see the frustration on Star-Lord's face. He thought that was a strike. Knuckler floats in there for strike 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Jams him with the cut fastball inside. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mejia. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out on the inside fastball, 1 away. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Chris Pratt. Wins leaders in the National League. His teammate, Thor Odinson, Chris Hemsworth, leads the National League with 14 wins. As you can see, Chris Pratt and Tom Hiddleston, Loki, are tied for 11. Brian Roberts steps up to the plate. Leadoff man, he's 0 for 1, grounded out in the first. Bases empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the third. 4-1 lead for the Avengers. Swing and a miss on the fastball, 96 on the radar gun, strike 1. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you don't like baseball, thank you for being here, considering that you don't like baseball. But if you don't like baseball, plenty of other playlists. Oh, it's off the first base bag. It bounces over into right field. He's going for second. Strong throw from Elba. Just offline. So that's a double. Brian Roberts hits his 30th double of the season, a 1-out double. Look at the replay. He cues it down the first base line, and it hits the first base bag. No hesitation, rounding first and heading to second. Throw to Mackie was offline. So runner in scoring position for Luis Arias, who's 0 for 1. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Chris Pratt. And he skies it to right. Elba makes the catch, 2 away. Elba usually plays left field. Today he's in right because Dave Bautista is playing first base to give Tony Stark a day off. 2 outs, up steps Chipper Jones, who hit a solo homer in his first at-bat today. He's 25th of the season. Fastball is low, ball 1. Swing and a miss, the cut fastball, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, if you're not interested in baseball, please check out some of the other playlists on my YouTube channel. Not just sports related. Just finished a science fiction video game called the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is a role-playing game. Lines it into the camera well on the first base side, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chipper Jones. Right now I'm playing something called the Star Trek Online. It's basically It's a massively multiplayer online game, but it's got a lot of solo content, so I figured I'd give that a try. Swing and a miss is out in front of the circle change, struck him out swinging. And there it's two-way. Oh, check that. I'm sorry. That retired the side at the end of 3. Star-Lord gets out of it. The MCU leads 4-1. We go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier. He singled in his first at-bat, scored a run. He will lead it off against Justin Verlander, who did not have a good inning his last inning. Fastball outside, ball 1. And that's a line drive. 1 hopper to Brian Roberts at second, throws to first, and there's 1 away.
Now back.
Next up, Idris Elba, who has an RBI double today. He's playing right field instead of left. Made a good play. Pitches inside, count as 1 ball and no strikes. Made a good play to double up a base runner on a hit and run at second. Swings at the fastball outside, fouls it back. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Out in front of the slider, swing and a miss, count is 1-2. Grounder through the right side. Ground ball, base hit. It's a 1-out single. And Elba is 2 for 2. Honestly, just a ground ball with eyes. Justin Verlander, after 3 1/3 innings pitched, has already given up 6 hits and 4 earned runs. Not what he envisioned when he got out of bed this morning. Next up is Vin Diesel. I am Groot. Playing center field today for War Machine. And he yanks it into the seats, actually not into the seats, but off that netting they put in front of the left field line and right field line to protect fans. Fastball high, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Big lead at first. And he jams him, slicing out of play, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball is low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he skies it to right. Looks like it'll be an easy play for Dante. Bichette makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Now batting. Number 9.
So the lineup turns over once again. Anthony Mackie is up for his 3rd plate appearance. He's 0 for 2 today. Again, runner at first. Fastball outside, ball 1. Mackie plays shortstop for the Avengers. He's going, pitches outside, throw down to second is not in time. It is a stolen base for Idris Elba. So he's in scoring position now for Mackie. His replay. Throw was not accurate. So 2-0 count on Sam Wilson. Jams him. Will that dunk in there? Oh, nice catch. For the 3rd out, Justin Upton makes makes a Sports Center catch to retire the side. At the end of 3 1/2, the MCU leads 4-1. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Mike Trout struck out in his first at-bat, steps in there to lead off against Star-Lord. Star-Lord has a 3-run lead. He has fouled it off, strike 1. He has 11 wins on the season, hoping for win number 12 as we approach the All-Star break. Just gets a piece of the cut fastball. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Trout. Trout is one of the best players in the major leagues today. For whatever reason, his dominance does not come across in this video game. As you can see, swinging a miss out in front of the cut fastball. That's his 2nd strikeout of the game. Chris Pratt's 5th strikeout of the game, of his start. There's the replay from a terrible angle. And there's one away. Next up, Dante Bichette. Dante had a single in the second inning. Fouls it off late on the fastball. Strike one. Out in front of the circle change, count is 0-2. Grounder up the middle and through. It is a one-out single. That's Bichette's second single of the game. And he's at first with one away. Hits leaders on the Mets. Brian Roberts leads the team with 111, but as you can see, Dante's with the 2 hits today is at 107. Next up, Eddie Murray hitting from the right side. He has a single today. Switch hitter, first baseman. Grounder, 6, 4, 3. Double play. Side is retired. Tommy Holland got his feet taken out, but still makes the throw. The end of 4 innings of play here at Citi Field. It's the MCU 4. The Mets 1. So we go to the top of the 5th. Speaking of Tom Holland, he has an RBI double today. He now steps up to lead off the 5th. 1 for 2. Fastball outside, ball 1. He is the first place vote getter for the National League. It's all second basemen. He leads, checks the swing, count is 2 balls and no strikes. I'm fumbling my words tonight. Pardon me, folks. In there, strike 1, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. He is the lead vote getter in the National League for second baseman. High strike, but called by the home plate umpire. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Holland. Low, full count, 3-2. On deck is Chris Evans. Here comes the payoff pitch from Verlander. Ground ball backhanded by Simeon. Long throw in time. 1 away. Next up, Chris Evans. He walked in the 3rd inning. He is 0 for 5 in this series. Here comes the pitch. And he yanks it foul. Caught by the ball boy in first base foul territory. Count is 0-1. Breaking ball outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. High 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike to count.
Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we've got 1 out, top of the 5th, 4-1 lead for the Avengers. Here's a pitch from Verlander. And he yanks it off the glove, off the heel of the glove, tosses it. He is safe. Murray, are they going to give an error? They know they're giving it a base hit. That ball could have been caught by Eddie Murray, the first baseman. Ricocheted off. They almost got him at first on the second baseman covering. Pitch out, but nothing doing. So they're deciding to give him a base hit instead of an error. Mark Ruffalo, who's 0 for 2, steps up to the plate. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Evans has a lead at first. Fastball outside and low. Checks his swing. Count is 2-0. And that's a line drive. Bichette is there, makes the catch for the second out. Barely had to move. So 2 down, up steps Dave Bautista, who has an RBI single today. He is 1 for 2. Grounder 2-3 off the heel of the glove again. This time from Chipper Jones. No throw. He just swallows it. It's an infield single for Drax the Destroyer, and there'll be runners at first and second with 2 away. And the manager of the Mets has seen enough. I've got to be honest with you. This doesn't seem like it's Verlander's fault this inning. Seems like his defense is kind of bailing out on him. So Verlander's responsible for 4 earned runs, plus the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. So with 2 outs, in from the bullpen comes Craig Stammen. 5-1 with a 3.38 earned run average. And he will face Dr. Stephen Strange with 2 outs, who's 0 for 2 today. And he lines it. It looks like it's going to dunk in there, and it will. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner. The throw to third is up the line. Oh, it's an RBI single for Stephen Strange, and the MCU now leads 5-1. The Sorcerer Supreme comes through in the clutch with 2 outs. A line drive the other way that dunks in front of Justin Upton. And the MCU now leads 5-1. Next up, the Winter Soldier, who's 1 for 2 with a single. It's Sebastian Stan. Runners are at first and third, still with 2 away. Fastball inside, ball 1. Ground ball past the first baseman. That's an RBI single by the Winter Soldier, and the lead is now 6-1. Avengers. Just went with the pitch on the ground through the right side, out of the reach of Eddie Murray at first, and the runner at third could just walk home for run number 6 on the scoreboard. Next up, runners at first and second. Idris Elba is 2 for 2, a single, a double. And it's a bouncer up the middle. Roberts tosses to second for the force, and the side is finally retired, but they score 2 runs. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's the Hollywood Avengers 6, the New York Mets 1. So we will go back to Heidi Watney, our sideline reporter, but as you can see, there's something wrong with that microphone. We're going to have to cut away. Somebody's got to send her a 9-volt battery. So Marcus Semien steps up to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. Pratt now has a 5-run lead to play with. Semien is late on the fastball, fouls it up the first base line, strike 1. And he pulls the cut fastball foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Semien. I think Semien plays for the Oakland A's. I'm not 100% sure. Grounder to short. Charging. Mackie throws in time. Cut the check. There's 1 away. Chris Pratt, ERA leaders. Hemsworth leads the National League in ERA with a 2.47, but Pratt is 3rd on the list entering play, as you can see. Next up, Justin Upton, struck out in the 2nd. He is 0 for 1. Base is empty, 1 away, bottom of the 5th. 6-1 lead for the Avengers. Grounder past the diving attempt by Drax and into right field. It's a 1-out single for Justin Upton. Next up, catcher Francisco Mejia, strikeout victim in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Not a lot of speed at first base. Knuckleball is high, count is 1 ball and no strikes. I am RC Robbin. This is Avengers Baseball. Welcome to the stream. Please like the video. And that's a line drive to right from Mejia. It is caught by Idris Elba for the 2nd out. The runner does not advance.
The batter, number 1, second baseman.
Next up, the lineup turns over for the Mets. It's Brian Roberts, who had a double in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2. Runner leads off first, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Fouls off the cut fastball for strike 1. Avengers won yesterday's game against the Mets 5-4. They are currently leading 6-1 here in this game 2 of a 4-game set. Pitches at the knees for strike 2. Count is 0-2 on Brian Roberts. And he skies it down the left field line, out of play. Count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the inside fastball. Side is retired. It's an official ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 5 innings complete. Avengers lead 6-1. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Vin Diesel, who has an RBI single today, 1 for 2. I am Groot. I am Groot. That is his contribution to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Those 3 words. Swing and a miss at the slider outside. Count is 0-1. I am Groot. I wonder how much he makes for those 3 words. Slider outside to the backstop. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike to Diesel. Two balls, 1 strike. And he yanks it, but it may hang up there for the catch. Justin Upton putting on a clinic out there and left. Another diving catch for Upton. Let's watch the replay. This is the first out here in the top of the 6th. This time he's ranging to his left. Gives up the body, 1 away. Up next is Sam Wilson. 0 for 3 today. Batting average has dipped to .318. Switch hitter batting from the left side against Craig Stammen in his 2nd inning of work. And this one is definitely headed for the gap. It is 1 hop to the wall. Rounding first, heading to second with a 1-out double is the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie. Double number 21 on the season. And a 17-game hitting streak. Cut that check. If you're wondering why I always say cut the check for Anthony Mackie, you need to see the bonus footage for some of the Avenger movies. Whenever they have a successful take on the set, Anthony Mackie likes to say cut the check. Tom Holland has an RBI double today. He's 1 for 3. Slider outside, ball 1. Mackie leading off second, 1 away, top of the 6th. Already a 5-run lead for the Avengers. Here comes the pitch from Stammen. Sinking fastball high, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside off the plate, 2-1. So a little surprise. There's a very good chance that I will be playing Madden 22, that I'll be streaming it. That's a line drive, base hit to left. And if Justin Upton, he's going to third, and he will make it. I was going to say, if Justin Upton can't make the catch, it is a legitimate hit. That is Spider-Man's 2nd hit of the ball game. Mackie held it second initially, not sure if it would be caught on the fly. He went back to second, but once he saw it dunked in there, he decided, I'm going to use my speed to get to third. So it's runners at first and third with only 1 away for Chris Evans, who is 1 for 2 with a single today. He can get that RBI without the benefit of a base hit. Sinking fastball is low, ball 1. Plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The original Captain America. Quick throw to first. Spider-Man is back. So I may be playing Madden 22. I may be playing an online franchise with 3 other people that I know. They are not going to join me on the microphone. I highly doubt it. Sinking fastball fouled back. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. I highly doubt that they will join me on the microphone, but the competition will be living competition for me in my online franchise. 6 head-to-head games out of 16 games. And he skies it to left. Deep. At the warning track, he makes the catch, tagging at third, and heading home is the new Captain America. It is an RBI sacrifice fly for the old Captain America, and the MCU now leads 7-1. So with 2 outs, up steps Mark Ruffalo, runner at first. He is 0 for 3 today. Slumping a bit of late. Just gets a piece of the sinking fastball, strike 1. Slumping a bit. He was 0 for 3 yesterday with an RBI. He's 0 for 3 today. Average is dipped. Was hitting in the 340s not too long ago. Slider outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. He's going. Pitch is in there. Count is 1 and 2. The throw down is not in time. It's a stolen base. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. No chance. Stole it off the pitcher. Runner in scoring position with 2 away for Ruffalo. Hit can make can get another insurance run home. Turn this one into a laugher. Slider is ricochets off of the backstop, right back to Francisco Mejia. No chance to advance for Spider-Man. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second. Full count, 3-2. Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer, on deck. And he jams him. That might drop in there, and it will. It's going to dunk in there, and it will be an RBI double. And the score is now 8-1. Just jams him with an inside breaking ball, and he ends up dunking it down the right field line. It bound one hops into the stands for a ground rule double and an RBI. It is now 8-1 Avengers. This is a blowout, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Bautista's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Swing and a miss out in front of the slider, strike 1. Sinker low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So, 2 runs have crossed the plate. There are 2 away, top of the 6th inning. The Hulk leads off second. And he skies it to right center field. Playable for Dante Bichette, who makes the over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side. But by adding 2 more runs, they make it a 7-run advantage after 5.5 innings of play here at Citi Field. The Mets trail by 7. It's 8-1. Oh, yeah. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps Luis Arias, the DH, who's 0 for 2. Chris Pratt still on the mound, going for win number 12. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1, 97 on the radar gun. In there, strike 2. Now the question is, I do play-by-play for baseball, and I'm pretty proud of the way I do it. When I play Madden 22, the question is, will I do play-by-play for the football game? Something I have no experience at. And the Winter Soldier in left field makes the catch, shoestring running catch, nice play, 1 away. Will I do the play-by-play for the football? American football, for those of you that may be watching from overseas. Chipper Jones steps up with 1 out. He has a solo home run in the first. He's 1 for 2. The only run on the scoreboard for the Mets so far.
That's outside.
In there. Outside, strike 1. Sorry, guys. I swallowed a little bit of phlegm. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Late on the fastball. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, late on the fastball. Fouls it up the first baseline. 8-1 MCU. I apologize. Swallowed a little bit of saliva. I don't know how John Sterling has done this for decades and not swallowed a bit of saliva. Circle change, outside corner, swing and a miss. Gets him to expand the zone. That's strikeout number 7 for Chris Pratt. And there are 2 away. Next up, Mike Trout. 0 for 2, struck out twice. Grounds it up the third baseline, foul ball, strike number 1. Whew, that was not comfortable. Can't wait to play tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 2. What are you playing tonight, Mr. Outlander? Let us know in the chat box. Let us know what we can expect from the Outlanders streaming channel. And that's a bloop to center. Charging is I Am Groot. but not in time. It is a 2-out single for the Mets.
The right fielder, number 10.
Mike Trout has himself a hit in this series finally. Next up is Dante Bichette. Dante's 2 for 2. Can't play the outfield worth a lick, but obviously he can hit. Cut fastball inside, strike one. Inside corner, strike one, pardon me. Dante's average is a 317. Knuckler floats in there for strike two. Count is 0-2. Swing and a miss at the Vulcan change. Strikes him out. I think that's strikeout number 8 on the game. Side is retired. End of 6. It's a 7-run lead for the check that for the MCU. The Avengers lead 8-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Tonight MLB, then Madden to see what the new quarterback can do. Well, I am excited as well. Tyler Olson, left-handed pitcher, steps up out of the bullpen for the Mets to pitch. The first person he faces is Doctor Strange. Outlanders versus the Dodgers on the Outlander show. Curveball outside corner, strike one.
Count 1-0.
Count is 1 ball and no strikes to Cumberbatch. Did he check it?
Did he go?
Yes, he did. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Just misses the outside of the zone. Count is 3-0. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not, because I don't swing on 3-0. And that's why, because more often than not, they will just walk you. It's not worth popping out on 3-0. So, leadoff man walks. Tyler Olson comes into the bullpen, walks the first man he faces. That is not a recipe for success. Bullpen is still active with right-handed pitchers for the Mets. Sebastian Stan is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run batted in. Olson sets and delivers. Pitches in there, strike one. Stan leads off first. Fastball outside, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hector Rondon and Adam Ottavino, 2 right-handers, warming in the bullpen for the Mets, should the wheels fall off the wagon for Olson. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sebastian has been hitting hot as we approach the second half of the season. Misses outside with a changeup. Hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike. This is game number 89 of a 162 game season. We've passed the halfway mark of the season, but the All-Star break is still about a week away. And he hits a line drive. That's going to be hit number 3 as it's going to bounce off the left field wall. It is going to be second and third as with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning for the Avengers. That's double number 7 for the Winter Soldier. Here's the replay. No chance for Justin Upton to make a Gold Glove play out and left. No chance for the runner to score from first. So 2 runners in scoring position for Idris Elba, who's 2 for 3 himself, single and a double. And he skies it to short right field. That will not get the run home. Roberts makes the catch, 1 away. And he does not get that RBI. So second and third with 1 out. Next up, Vin Diesel's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Comes the pitch from Olson.
Nope, that's the ball.
Outside corner? No, call the ball. Ball 1. Grounded to third. He holds the runner at third. He throws to first, 2 away, and they do not score the run. So they get second and third with nobody out. And then the next 2 hitters fail to get the runner home. Now it's 7-run lead, so it's not the end of the world. However, you need those insurance runs. So 2 runners in scoring position, this time for Anthony Mackie, now with 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Change up outside, ball 1. Anthony Mackie's a switch hitter now, batting from the right side. And this time he gets the base hit with 2 outs. The runner will score both. The second run is coming home. The throw to the plate is up the line. It's a 2-run single for the new Captain America. Cut the check. And the runs have hit double digits as the MCU now leads 10-1. It is officially a blowout. The floodgates are now open.
Holland.
Up next is Spider-Man, Tom Holland. 2 for 4. He's got an RBI sitting at second. Can he get him home?
Ball one.
Checks the swing, pitches high, ball 1. I got to put in some backups. This is garbage time. Some would say garbo time. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. So Tyler Olson comes in, gives up 2 runs. Ground ball fielded by Eddie Murray at first. Steps on the bag to retire the side. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is a blowout. The Avengers lead 10-1. This is Avengers baseball. Stretch, stretch. Okay, now before Eddie Murray steps up to the plate, let's go to the manager's office and do a little substitution, shall we? Okay, let's see. Mackie can come out, and let's put Clark Gregg, Phil Coulson. Are you sure you want to replace Anthony Mackie with Clark Gregg? Yes, I do. So Phil Coulson, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., is going to play shortstop. Let's go back to the manager's office in the substitutions. Mark Ruffalo, we'll leave him there. Dave Bautista, we'll leave him there. I think everybody else is going to stay. These guys, the rest of those guys are starters, basically. Although I want to get Benedict Wong in the game. Who can I bring in for Benedict Wong? Let's go Idris Elba. Benedict Wong. Yes. There we go. Wong from the Sorcerer, the protector of the Sorcerer Supreme. So we're in the bottom of the 7th. Eddie Murray is 1 for 2. Checks his swing, but the fastball is in there. Strike 1. It's a 9-run lead for the MCU here in this second game of a 4-game series as we approach the All-Star break in this created franchise on MLB The Show. Knuckleball floats in there for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Murray. Murray in his career has... Oh, that's a line drive base hit. That's a leadoff single for Eddie Murray. I was about to say that he has 3,000 hits in his major league career, and he shows you exactly why. Next up, Marcus Semien, 0 for 2. In there, strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Runner leads off first. Cut fastball down at the knees, called a strike. Count is 0-2. Grounded to short, backhanded, throws to second for 1, back to first. Not in time. It is a fielder's choice. It wasn't hit overly hard to Gregg at shortstop in order to turn the 6-4-3. Backhanded, gets the force at second, and obviously Semien beats it out at first. So the runner will be at first with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Up next is Justin Upton, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing, but the pitch is low, ball 1. Ground ball, base hit through the right side. It is a single for Justin Upton. And there's runners at first and second with 1 away for the New York Mets. Just waited on that knuckleball. A little too much of the plate, maybe. No chance for Tom Holland at second. So before we go any further, before we pitch to Francisco Mejia, let's go back to the manager's office and now go to the bullpen. And let's have Sam Jackson warm up and Ed Norton warm up. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count is 0-1 on Mejia. Mejia is 0 for 2. Chases a changeup low. Count is 0-2. Line drive to left center field. Over there is Benedict Wong, who makes the catch for the second out. Wong took over for Idris Elba in right this inning, defensively. So 2 down, up steps the leadoff man, Brian Roberts, who's 1 for 3 with a double today. Here comes the pitch. Reaches, lines it foul up the first base line, strike 1. And that is a base hit down the left field line. It will roll all the way into the corner. 1 run will score. And the runner at third will hold. It is an RBI double with 2 outs for Brian Roberts. That's his second double of the game and his 31st double of the season. And it is a 10-2 ball game here at Citi Field. Next up, Luis Arias. 2 outs. He's 0 for 3. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Pratt. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. So runners are at second and third. 2 runners in scoring position for Arias. Down and in, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside corner with the cut fastball, count is 1 and 2. And that's a line drive, base hit to center field for Arias. 2 runs will score. It is a 2-run single for Luis Arias, and the score is now 10-4 as 3 runs have crossed the plate for the New York Mets, all with 2 outs. Here's the replay, and I think it's time for the manager to go get Star-Lord at the mound. Drinking my coffee. All right, so Chipper Jones is up. Let's go to the manager's office in the bullpen. Enough is enough. So I've got a switch hitter in Chipper Jones and then 2 righties. So I'm going to bring in the man who played the Incredible Hulk in the MCU first. I'm bringing in Ed Norton. And that'll be all for Star-Lord. Now, he is well in line for his 12th win of the season. He leaves with a 6-run lead. He is responsible for the runner at first. But
Now pitching.
in comes Ed Norton, 1 and 2 with a 4.15 earned run average. Chipper Jones, the switch hitter, will turn around and bat from the left side. Inside corner with the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. Chipper had a solo home run today. He's 1 for 3. And it is a slow bouncer to second. Spider-Man fields, fires, got him. And the side is retired. The Mets scored 3 times. And as we go to the top of the 8th inning, it's the Hollywood Avengers 10, the New York Mets 4. You may be saying to yourself, hey, it's 10-4, it's the 8th inning. Why don't you simulate the rest of the game and we'll get on with it? Adam Ottavino comes in to pitch in the 8th. He's 4 and 4 with a 4.50 earned run average. I play every inning of every game of a 162-game schedule. No skipped innings, no simulated games. The sanctity of the regular season is at stake. 1 for 2 RBI single for Chris Evans. He will face Adam Ottavino to lead off the top of the 8th. 10-4 MCU. Swings at the first pitch and skies it to right. Routine play for Bichette. 1 pitch, 1 away. Next up, Mark Ruffalo. Mark has a RBI double today. He's 1 for 4. Bases empty, 1 out. A swing and a miss out in front of the cut fastball. Strike 1. Out in front of the slider. He's swinging and missing. He's 0-2. Just can't seem to get a read on Ottavino. Pitch out of his hand. 2-seamer inside. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Attendance is 37,294 here at Citi Field. That is not a sellout. Sellout is somewhere in the low 50s. Cut fastball high. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Hulk. I wish I could have turned his skin green. I couldn't. I wish I could have made his hair green. I couldn't. So the best I could do in order to just portray the fact that Mark Ruffalo is the Incredible Hulk. And he skies it. Pop up in the infield to Marcus Semien. There's 2-way. The closest I could come to it was giving him green batting gloves and green sneakers, and cleats, and green bat. The best I could do. 2-way, bases empty. Up steps Dave Bautista. He is 2 for 4. Like, for instance, Dave Bautista has purple in his arm sleeves and wristbands. Best I could do. Out in front of the slider. And they are not picking up the ball well out of Ottavino's hand. Count is 0-1. Slider outside. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Out in front. Can't seem to get a read on that slider. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cut fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 8th. 10-4 lead for the MCU. Here comes the pitch from Ottavino. Jams him, pops it up. Another pop-up in the infield, this time on the first base side. And Murray makes the catch to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Avengers lead by 6. Leading off is Mike Trout. Mike is 1 for 3 with a single. Norton is out there for his 2nd inning of relief work. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. So the first man to play the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was Ed Norton. He did 1 movie. Sinking fastball is low, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Then after that he was replaced by Mark Ruffalo, which is why Mark is a starter and Norton is in the bullpen. Fouls it off, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Going for win number 60 on the season. Ground ball knocked down, and he will not be able to make the play. Kept it in the infield. Base hit for Mike Trout. His 2nd of the game is 2 for 4. Next up, Dante Bichette, who has 2 singles today. He's 2 for 4. A lot of speed over there at first base. Fastball 99 on the radar gun. In there, strike 1. Dante's hitting .316 on the season. And that's a line drive headed into center field. It is a base hit. Things are getting a little sloppy in the outfield and infield for the Avengers. 2 runners on and nobody out. And they are a big hit away from turning this into a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray's a switch hitter, but we're going to go to the bullpen. Sam Jackson is warming up, but we have, let's warm up Stan Lee. Excelsior, Stan the Man Lee. Line drive over the head of the third baseman, Dr. Strange, and into left field. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner. It's an RBI single for Eddie Murray, and the ball game is now 10-5. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the replay. Down and in, he slices it over the head of Benedict Cumberbatch at third, down the left field line, and it's a 5-run ball game. Up next is Marcus Semien, who's 0 for 3, and we're going to have the manager go to the mound and talk it out a little bit. Say, hey, listen, Ed, calm down. Marcus Semien's 0 for 3. Tying run has not come to the plate yet. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Just misses with the sinking fastball outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Slider outside, 2-1. Backs him off the plate, hitters count. 3 balls and 1 strike. And with 1 more ball, Ed Norton will have walked the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fouls it off. Full count, 3-2. Will the runners be in motion on 3-2 with nobody out? Probably not. Jams him, foul ball. Count remains full. Just gets a piece of the slurve. Again, the count will remain full. Late on the fastball, foul. Here comes pitch number 9 of this at-bat. Fouls it back. A battle between Marcus Semien and Ed Norton. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And there's 1 away.
The left fielder, number 8.
Here's the replay. 10 pitch at bat. However, he's still not out of trouble. It's Justin Upton's turn. Justin's 2 for 3. And he's late on the fastball, strike one. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball count is quickly no balls at 2 strikes on Upton. Jams him, but fouls it back. Count remains 0-2. So runners are at first and second. The tying run has not come to the plate yet. However, this was a 10-1 ball game. No, check that, 10-1 ball game. It's now 10-5 with 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ground ball, 6, 4, 3, double play, side retired. So we'll go to the 9th inning. The end of 8 innings of play. It's a 5-run ball game. The Hollywood Avengers lead 10-5. This is Avengers baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hector Rondon will pitch the top of the 9th. He's 4-4 with a 4.22 earned run average. And he will face Doctor Strange, who's 1 for 3 today. And he swings at the first pitch and skies it to right center field. It's deep but playable for Mike Trout, 1 away. Next up, Sebastian Stan, who's having a game. He's 3 for 4 today. He has 2 singles, a double, an RBI. Bases empty, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. And he hits a drive. That is caught. Line drive caught by Justin Upton. And there are 2 quick outs here in the top of the 9th. Before we go any further, before Benedict Wong hits, manager, bullpen. Okay, Stanley is going to sit down. Actually, Stanley is going to warm up. Stanley is going to pitch the game. Let's schedule to put Stanley in the game. We're going to sit down Sam Jackson, and we're going to have Jeremy Renner, who is Hawkeye and the closer, warm up, just in case things get a little out of control. So Benedict Wong, guardian of the Sorcerer Supreme, gets his first at-bat in the game. Late on the fastball, pops it up, out of play, strike one. So there's 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The Avengers have a 5-run lead here on the road at Citi Field. And that's a line drive, but it's headed right at Dante, who makes an over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side. So last licks for the New York Mets. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Avengers lead by 5. It's 10-5. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In relief is Stan the Man Lee Excelsior. He's 5-2 with a 2.83 earned run average. And facing him to lead off the bottom of the 9th is catcher Francisco Mejia, who is a switch hitter. Turns around and bats from the left side against the righty Lee. And here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball misses down and in, ball 1. That's a line drive headed towards the left center field gap. Racing over is the Winter Soldier, 1 away. Next up, Brian Roberts. Brian's got 2 doubles today and an RBI. He's hitting .328 on the season. It's a switch hitter, again batting from the left side. Just misses off the plate inside, ball 1. Grounder, deep in the hole, it's short. Clark Gregg throws in time, 2 away. Nice play by Phil Coulson, taking over defensively in the 7th inning for Anthony Mackie. So, with 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th, the New York Mets are down to their final out of the ballgame. Representing that final out is Luis Arias, who's 1 for 4 with a 2-run single today. Here comes the pitch from Stan Lee, Excelsior. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. Line drive, foul ball. So the count is 0-2, and the Mets are down to their final strike of the game. Here comes the pitch. And he skies it to left. This should do it. Stan is there. He makes the catch. Side retired. Ball game over. Avengers win 10-5. So they win this second game. They won the first and second game of this 4-game set between these two ball clubs. That's win number 60 on the season. They're a season high 31 games over 500. The winning pitcher, Star-Lord, Peter Quill. He gets win number 12 on the season. The loser is Justin Verlander. The player of the game is Tom Holland, who's 2 for 5, double, 2 runs scored, an RBI. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Special thanks to Namron Striker and the Outlander Show. Thank you guys for showing up. And for anyone who in the background who didn't make a comment, that took some time to watch, I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you so much. So the final here at Citi Field, the Hollywood Avengers win 10-5. Take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon.
And remind you to please